Does this debate and the angst over the Michael Wolff book, does it have legs? Is it a weekend thing? Do we go through it this week? Or does this have a real sustainable effect on the White House and Washington politics?
It looks like a rift that is set to continue. I don't see them making up over this like they have, over previous rifts in the past. And I think the real question should be, what kind of an effect is this going to have on the November midterms? Because that's what everyone should be focused on. Does this fracture the Trump coalition that put him in the White House? Bannon's support was crucial. He remains popular within the base, the anti-establishment Republican base. And he had backed numerous candidates, ahead of the November midterms. What does it do to the Republicans' chance of keeping control of the House and of the Senate? Can they do it with Bannon and Trump at war?
Now, E.J. Dionne, of course, a watcher and clearly with a more liberal Democratic tendency. Mr. Dionne of the Washington Post. Here's his comments in the first line. I really agree with. The most astonishing aspect of the response to Mr. Wolff's book is that anyone is surprised. Wolff alone cannot bring this presidency crashing down, given how many Republicans still seem determined to protect the president. The more Trump proves his populism to be phony and behaves like a traditional Republican, the more the congressional GOP will want to prop him up. If there's no surprises to this book, Stephanie, what was the surprise for you?
Well, the book has been attacked for being inaccurate, numerous factual errors, people saying they were misquoted. However, I think the vast majority of it does ring true, and you're right. It just confirms what we have read and what we had thought, but it actually confirms our worst fears. That it's actually worse than many of us thought. That we were guessing at what was sort of between the lines, and he has confirmed our worst fears. And I think some of the quotes that stood out for me was, Bannon's characterization of the Mueller investigation as more serious than any of us had thought.
Right.
Now, he did issue a statement on this, but he did not actually retract his statements. He did not actually apologize. And what he didn't say is almost more significant than what he did say. He did not retract any of his statements on Kushner or on money laundering. And, I think that was the part of the book that rang, true to me, is that he, Bannon and others had taken this Mueller investigation far more seriously than others in Trump's orbit.